This video is being filmed several weeks, like two and a half after when it should be and will be uploaded. And it's also the first one I'm doing like physically on campus. But so the video was going to be 22 minutes long, the longest one I've ever done. And I went over a lot of stuff. I was still feeling sick at the time. I talked about I'm not really a cake person, but I celebrated my birthday by making myself a root beer float, which I am a pretty big fan of, in the way that I make them. Well, and I talked about a whole bunch of stuff. I can't even go back and find out what, so I can retell you, at least in summary, because the video got corrupted. It was 22 minutes long, so it required about 8 gigabytes on my phone. I finally found a way to get 8 gigabytes. In fact, I have 10 now, which is really nice. But as soon as I got done clearing up my phone, I found out, oh, the video, like the edit got deleted. So I went back and I was like, that's not the end of the world. An extra 20 minutes that I have to recreate it, and then I'll start rendering it. And then I found out, it turns out the 20 minutes of, or I guess it was 18 minutes of footage I had was deleted. Wow, I'm so pissed off. And a couple people just walked by and I just glared at them. I guess anger goes for boldness. Yeah, so 20 minutes are gone. There is 3 minutes. I start in the middle of something. I can't remember what. I'll still upload that, and I'll upload this on top of it. I don't know. I guess it's kind of special. I was at a park, too, but first one on campus, I suppose. This will be a much shorter video, but whatever. Yeah, I talked about how I'm not really like a cake person or anything like that, or a pie, really. There are some pies I don't mind, but they're not special because they're cheap. I can get a pumpkin pie for like $5, and that's if it's not on sale. I'm a pretty big fan of, I think it's sweet potato pie. Either way, I like it, one of those potato pies. But even that's like $5, and a pecan pie is a little more special, but that's just because it's a little more expensive. Anyways, I wasn't looking for expensive. Root beer float is something I don't often have for whatever reason, even though I could pretty easily. I guess it's because I'd have to bike home with the ice cream. So I made myself a root beer float, and I actually had another one like 3 days ago because there was a little left of ice cream and root beer. So yes, I also talked about the fact that I had a cold, and I was thinking I'd get over it, and then I found out it's kind of just a morning cold. It seems like I'm kind of over it now, although I still sneeze occasionally and cough. But it took long enough anyways. But at that point in time, I had woken up with my voice almost gone, and I was talking like this and all quiet the whole time because it still wasn't totally back. And I was also very tired, even though I didn't realize it. My energy is basically back now, and that's nice. Well, anyways, I don't think I showed off the park in the next video, even though I filmed, oh wait, no, I showed the bed of a river. I suppose you'll be seeing that too. I suppose this isn't exactly the most revealing part of the campus. It's in the back area, and I'm showing you rocks, but whatever, it's campus, it's special. Here, there's a little thing for letting in water. Let me get closer to it. There. Now you've seen the campus. It's the best parts of it. Yeah. So video was deleted. Not the first time it's happened, but it's the first time it's happened for so much of a video. I guess what you're about to see is 3 minutes that just picks up from somewhere. Yeah. So, I do think in the next videos I mention that I haven't edited the videos, which is true. But I also mentioned that I I talk about how I split up the video. It was 18 minutes long, and I found an app which would split it up. So maybe that's the problem. I used an app that I hadn't used before. Either way, I have since now deleted that app. I don't care if it was the app or not. It was a crappy app anyways. I talk about how there might be an ad in the video. It turns out there was. Even in the one where it claimed to have removed the thing, and it seemed like it did. As soon as I rendered it in that app, it showed me it just gave me a little clear watermark instead of a obvious one in the middle. So whatever, wouldn't have been the best footage on Earth anyways, but it's still kind of upsetting that it's deleted. So I don't know. Well, anyways, enjoy the 3 minutes of it that you do get. I kind of summarized it. I basically just walked around talking about nothing like I kind of am now for a while sick, trying to pull things out of my sleepy mind, my sleepy, sick mind. So I'm a little more awake now, so I can summarize. All right, enjoy that, and then afterwards enjoy the dogs. So this is apparently going to be a 3-part video, 2/3 of which is recorded 2.5 weeks later. So I just watched the video, the 3 minutes that I do have, and I found out it left off talking about what I did for my birthday, which is good because I wouldn't have remembered that. I went to a pro-abortion feminist march. Now, my own opinions on on feminism and abortion are not, I don't know. I don't really know about my opinion on abortion. I'm a guy who's unmarried, so I don't exactly think about it all the time. And in terms of feminism, I don't know, I'm pretty neutral there. So it wasn't exactly the kind of thing that I'd usually do. But even though I was really sick and everything like that, I felt like I should do something for my birthday. And I found out, like, on my birthday, like 2 blocks away from the library where I was, had a feminist march. So I figured, you know what, I'll go to it. So I printed off some sort of vague, like, sign, because everyone was holding signs there, or most people. I think mine was, we're Americans, not Americants. So, you know, like, vaguely, like, nothing is objectable about this guy's poster, so he can be ignored. So that's what I did. And I held it up, and I kind of just stood there for a while. They asked for donations a couple of times, and then we left. They had some interesting speakers. It was a pro-abortion thing. Like, I wasn't exactly awed by the amazingness of it. It was a local town, like, college town pro-abortion rally. I guess in protest to an anti-abortion rally going on in front of the abortion clinic. Found that kind of funny. The fact that, I don't know if it was a good idea or a bad idea, but they met in sort of like a very public area. That's easy to get to for most people, but it's also like 5 miles from the abortion clinic. I think that's an abortion clinic anyways, because people keep protesting in front of it. It's called like Women's Health Services General, something like that. Anyways, so yeah, so I wasn't sure if it was a good idea or a bad idea. They were several miles away from it and in a very easy place to protest, especially on such a windy day. But because it was sort of caged in by buildings, and if you were in the crowd, there wasn't a huge amount of obvious wind. But it was also so far from the abortion clinic. The anti-abortion people were apparently directly in front of it, but I'm sure they got a whole lot more people to come because they came to such an obvious place. Plus there's like a, I think it's for music, but either way, like a pedestal kind of thing, but it's bigger. It's got space for a couple people to stand on and set up like a mic. So yeah, I think it's just for local bands, but they used it for that, for their like speakers. Well, anyway, so you'll enter here on this video where I say, and then I just faded into the crowd, which is what I did. I just held my sign and stood there. So, yeah, all right. So I guess back to it once again. Enjoy the 3 minutes you get and the dog. About something which wasn't in the original video. Just quick, I have like 5 minutes. But this wasn't in the original video, but I did take a picture of a sign I saw at the time, which kind of, I don't know. It's one of those, I don't like these kind of things, and they're kind of obviously dumb, but I'll just put it up there before I put up the 3 minutes bit. In fact, I'll probably slide this between, oh yeah, so you'll see in a second, there is another video I recorded no, you know what, I talk about it in the second video. So you saw the first 2 videos, the 4-parter as it turns out. But I saw a sign, it said, if you're not a feminist, you're a sexist. And I don't know, I'm obviously a fan of freedom of speech, and I think people should always be able to express themselves one way or the other. Sort of similar to, I don't know, John Taylor Gatto. He's the anti-public schools guy, although he has a good reason for it, if you ask me. But I stand with him and other people, of course, with the whole, if you leave people alone, they'll do good eventually. It just might take them longer. So I think that's what freedom of speech helps with. If you let people alone and they're allowed to say their mind, they will inevitably do the right thing. Well, anyways, I'm not a huge fan of arguments like that, but I saw it at the thing. I didn't talk about this in the original video, but I took the picture on my birthday, so I figure I'll put that up. All right. Enjoy the 3 minutes, and after that, enjoy the dogs. I've said that a lot now. Around in the wind, and then I faded into the crowd. I suppose the only other thing that really happened that week was that I made a sort of celebratory treat the day before my birthday. I made a root beer float, which is a favorite of mine, but I don't know. Not such a fan of normal celebratory foods like pizza or cake, and though I do like pie, at least some pies, when I'm in the mood for them, you can get them anytime. Pumpkin pie, which is one of my favorites, you can get for $5 at any point in the year, but, well, it just doesn't seem special. The same goes for pecan pie, though it's a little more expensive, and the kind of expensive that I wouldn't buy it unless I felt an incredible urge for a special event, but I can't imagine myself feeling such an urge. Well, I do, though, like root beer floats, so that was a good thing, and I still have enough ingredients, which is really just diet root beer and ice cream, to make another one, but I haven't been in the mood for it lately. Who knows? Might be soon, or I might just drink the root beer and eat the ice cream as individual parts. The root beer float is something of a intense experience, at least the way I make it. Where even the bubbles are a part of the, I suppose, oral extravaganza, you could call it. Well, that was the week. I suppose I should show the landscape as the make it up for being late, but here it is. There's a riverbed, dry. It's rather peaceful. There's some dog over there and some bike locked to a tree over here. Oh, over here. It doesn't lead to much, but it's fun and it's very warm, and the grass is, well, it looks like it should be packed under snow, but it is at least a comfortable place to rest, and that's nice. So, well, this is an interesting day. Well, enjoy the dogs. All right, so I suppose he's saying goodbye for us. Yeah.